Patti LaBelle, and De La Soul. Also R&B stars Lucky Day, Leon Thomas, and Leela James. Jazz greats Branford Marsalis, Pedrito Martinez, and the Baylor Project. And of course, funk masters John Medeski, the SOS Band, and Carl Denson. Plus Maddie artist in residence, STL's very own Keon Harold. Enjoy live music, art exhibits, carnival rides, food trucks, and more. Hear from thought leaders across music, art, tech, and innovation, and see community curation by Shakespeare Festival of St. Louis, The Walls Off Washington, Poetry Motion, Pack Dance, and more. Meet us at the intersection of art and life in the heart of Midtown St. Louis. Purchase festival passes now.
I guess we're on.
Hey there. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. 6:05 is the time. If you're watching the show today, like, subscribe, share the show. We appreciate you jumping in. Vic Faust here, Projo alongside. It is Arch City Now. Glad you're with us. And of course, I don't try to bring any attention to it, but it's early right now. Projo, I'm as healthy as can be, working out, feeling good, and my voice is still what it is.
Yeah.
It's still raspy.
Interesting.
Although I think maybe I could keep this voice. It's like I try to talk and it's like, where's my power? It's like my power was turned off. I got to pay the throat bill, the voice bill. Something of that nature. It is Monday. It is September 8th. It is 6:06 on a Monday morning in St. Louis. So glad you're with us. Glad. Hope you had a really good weekend. It was a short week last week. And nobody's on anyway. You can talk to me. So
I just got an email from our guest saying that they have to reschedule.
Okay.
All right. Tony Jones.
That's all right. It's all good.
Okay.
It's all good. Thank you. Actually, Tony Dillon. Okay. I was like, wait a second. Maybe it's a different guest we had scheduled.
Yep. No, it's Tony Dillon.
It's all good. We appreciate it, Tony. So with you guys jumping in on the show today, do all things St. Louis all the time. We appreciate you guys being with us. That's what we do. All St. Louis all the time. Okay. Real quick out of the gate today. National days as we tried to. National Star Trek Day. That's probably pretty popular for a lot of people. How about National Actors Day? That's kind of cool. World Physical Therapy Day. Very important. And Iguana Awareness Day. Awareness Day.
Just be aware.
All right. David Arquette's 54 today. The lovely Brooke Burke. Remember Brooke Burke? TV personality model. Mm-hmm. She's 54 as well. So Pink, the singer's 46. Bernie Sanders, 84. So anyway, glad you guys are with us here today. Greg, good morning to you. Thanks for jumping in on the show. You're listening to the soft sounds of Arch City Now. That with the voice. Because when your voice isn't as powerful, you don't want to overdo it. So you dive into it. Dive into the smooth sounds of Vic Faust. Hey, guys. All right. So with that being said, so much to get to. Big weekend. We talked about all the things that were going on over the weekend, and it continues this week. There's lots of things that are going on. Projo, if you see some of the concerts and things again for this week, let me know.
All right.
Because, there was so much last week.
Yeah.
St. Louis was really on the map. Weather was outstanding. By the way, the weather in the St. Louis area is going to be warmer this week for like the next 10 days. I think today's 78, but then it gets warmer and warmer. Dry weather, lots of sunshine, but warmer temperatures. Back up into the high 80s, low 90s these days. How do you guys feel about that? We love it when you jump in on the show. Of course, X, Facebook, and YouTube is where you can stream us live every day, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Get your news out there. We'll promote everything we possibly can with you guys. Jump in on the show. We'll get your comments out there. Talk with us. Talk with others. As we take you up until 8 o'clock, that's when Hot Take Central 2.0 comes on. Cam Jansen, Jim the Cat Hayes. They cover all things sports related, plus entertainment. And there's a lot to cover after an action-packed weekend in St. Louis and all around the state. Lots of things to get into. And then the other thing that was so crazy is the fact that we did a lot of coverage last week of Powerball. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I did some history on the last big Powerball win in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Do you believe in manifestation?
Uh,
Did I manifest a Powerball win in the state of Missouri?
if there was a win in Missouri,
I think I'm going to win one of these days. I'm going to win. I am. I'm going to win. Did you see what happened?
No,
You're clueless. It's like you just woke up from Friday.
I got tickets and I didn't win. However,
No,
I'm not the winning.
Projo. There was a Powerball winning ticket in Missouri.
Yeah,
in the St. Louis area.
Oh wow,
huge. That's
Did
what I
they
was
say
saying.
where it just?
No, we don't know yet.
Oh,
It was a
interesting.
split, Fredericksburg, Texas, from a gas station. Just go and give me a quick pick. And then somebody in the St. Louis area.
So they bought it in Texas.
No, there's two winners.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I am clueless. You're right.
I'm sorry to involve you in the show this morning.
It's Monday, and I'm trying. I've got other things.
Monday. Monday is. I always said this. If anybody should be tired, it's not Monday.
Yeah.
It's Friday because you've worked your arse off all week. So Friday you should be tired. Monday you're rested from the weekend.
Yeah, but I'm not in the groove yet.
There. Yeah.
I gotta
Well,
get in the groove this week.
I've always felt good on Mondays. Good.
I feel good. Yeah. Anyway.
So Projo, you rained on my Powerball parade, not intentionally.
I'm sorry.
Powerball, one of the winners was in Missouri. Initially, it was the St. Louis area, but they're not telling us where yet. And in the state of Missouri, you don't have to. But I would at least want to know where the ticket was bought.
Yeah.
What store?
Yeah.
And we don't have that yet. That's what I want to know. I mean, unbelievable. Missouri hadn't had a win since 2012. 2012, and we focused on it. It was a town just outside of Springfield, getting closer to the Kansas border. And then all of a sudden, they win. Greg, yeah. Joe's worn out from the Phillies Karen post. Yeah. I mean, that was, at first when it came out, it was kind of a big deal. Then it's like, it's so old news now. A guy got a foul ball, if you saw it in Philadelphia. Dad trying to fight for a ball, then gives it to his son, and a woman comes over and starts yelling at him and the kids. I feel bad for her because she's, her life is over, ruined for a while.
She paid her price.
Yeah, and she's going to pay her price. Here's the thing. If nobody starts anything with you, just leave them alone. I mean, it was so many times in life, people will respond to other people's actions. I'm not saying it's right, but that happens. If you're minding your business and somebody starts messing with you or trying to do things. But there's another thing when you go looking for trouble. And that's what this woman did. So there you go. Greg says he didn't win the Powerball. Let us know on the show, as we often say, people may not tell you that they won the lottery, the Powerball, that they're splitting a $2.1 billion Powerball jackpot with somebody else, but there'll be signs. So let us know if you see signs of any of your friends and neighbors exemplifying the life of a new Powerball winner. So I'm like, okay. So Powerball winners in Missouri on a weekend where there was so much already going on throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area as well. Sports standpoint, entertainment standpoint, you name it, all of those things that were going on. I also love the fact that we've got good news from the weekend. Lots of good news. All the sporting events that were taking place here in St. Louis went off beautifully, from race car driving to golf. The Cardinals get a big win yesterday. Sonny Gray looked good. Mizzou football put the Kansas Jayhawks where they belong, in their little place, kicked them in their tail and kicked the Jaybirds back to that horrible state of Kansas where they must live in infamy. And Columbia, Missouri. Projo, I know not everybody goes to Mizzou or went to Mizzou. So, a lot of people have gone there. I know everybody doesn't go all the time. But the atmosphere in Columbia, Missouri on Saturday, and I've been going there since 1990 when I started taking my football recruiting trips, had seen nothing like it ever. The atmosphere, the weather was perfect, people excited, packed stadium. Mr. Brightside in the fourth quarter, although I'm not a huge fan of a fan base cussing another fan base, it's entertaining. And I put my mindset in the right spot to remind myself that this is entertainment. It's don't take it too serious. And then Mizzou was down 21-6. My son's freaking out. I'm like, Graham or Drake, relax. It's early. It's first quarter. Let this game play out. And of course, Mizzou came storming back. So we had a good time watching the game and everything that was with it. So MIZZOU, we can talk more about that. I love it when you guys jump in on the show. Like, subscribe, share our show. Let people know what we have going on. We're grateful when you guys jump in on the show. Pro Joe, I have to ask because I always do. Highlights from your weekend?
Family get together on Saturday.
Oh, you did,
yeah,
huh? What was the family get together like? What does that consist of?
Just family just getting around for like birthdays that have. We have a lot of August birthdays in our family, so we all got together and celebrated them.
But was this your birthday from last Sunday too?
Yeah, mine was included, but my dad's is September 5th. My youngest son's August 21st. His girlfriend's August 23rd, I think. Yeah, so we were all really close. And then my oldest son, July 9th. So it was kind of a celebration for all that. Yeah.
Did you get any gifts?
No, I always request no gifts.
But you're an old guy. When you get old, you don't get gifts anymore.
Right?
Really.
Yeah. It's just awkward, especially. I mean, I don't want to open gifts in front of a bunch of. I don't know. I've never. Yeah. That tradition just never hit me.
What if you'd love some weed gifts, wouldn't you? You wouldn't turn that down.
No, I wouldn't turn down weed. No, but
of course not. Not at all.
But then yesterday, we recorded a newest episode of Audio Inc.
Oh, last night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when can people see your show, Audio Inc?
It should be, we're going to have it up by next Wednesday. Our schedule got kind of messed up, so we are going to air it on next Wednesday.
Okay, we'll be looking forward to that. By the way, we are here till 8 o'clock today. Like, subscribe, share the show. Jump in on the show. Let us know if there's any other stories, anything from the weekend that was exciting for you guys. Like I said, there was so much to do this weekend. We're going to cover it. We're talking about these things right now as we get it going too. So Vic Faust here, Pro Joe as well. Love it when you guys are with us. Wanted to make sure too that we don't miss anything. If you had a chance to get out to any of the events this weekend in St. Louis, if you were in Columbia, any of that, let us know. So much was going on. And of course, we love to do everything that we possibly can to get the show rocking and rolling. We appreciate it when you're joining us, and we want to make sure that we don't miss anything as well. That's why we do what we do every day. So here we go. 6:17 is the time. It is September 8th. And I don't know where to start. There's so much. How about the weather? The heat's coming back. We talked about that. It's going to be beautiful. The Cardinals were in town. They got some jobs done. It was a good weekend for the Redbirds. Could it have been better? Yes. I mean, we know the Cardinals aren't going to the playoffs. They had their weekend of celebration, and they had their weekend of honoring Cardinals Hall of Famers. Al Hrabosky is now in the Cardinals Hall of Fame, where he should be from a player standpoint, from a broadcaster standpoint. I've always liked his style, just kind of Al's Al. I met him out. He kind of comes off gruff sometimes on the air. I met him out at Fleming's a couple years ago, and he couldn't have been more kind. Could not have been more kind to talk to with his wife. He was actually pretty funny. So, love that. So the Cardinals got the win yesterday, 4-3. They won on Saturday, 3-2. So they took 2 of 3 from the Giants. Sonny Gray, the Cardinals, I guess their best pitcher, so to speak, took a no-hitter into the 6th inning. And it was just a good day. Like I said, Hrabosky gets honored. He goes into the Cardinals Hall of Fame. Cardinals go back out on the road now. And for those who went to the game, although there weren't many people, I don't even know what the attendance was. I'm sure we'll get an update on that. But the Cardinals were also competing with the NFL. And what a strong day, strong first week of football games, which we can get into and talk to that about as well. The Chiefs played Friday night and looked like doo-doo. They did not look good. If Chief fans are freaking out this Monday morning, I totally get it. And of course, there's so many Chiefs fans throughout the entire area, but it was not the Chiefs that we have seen. Maybe it was because they were playing in Brazil and that's not their style. I don't know, but Pro Joe, it was bad.
Mm.
And that's not what we need. Not what we need.
Nope.
So I know that there are Chief fans who are worried about what they're seeing. And then, of course, as I said, Taylor Swift's going to be the halftime show this year. So she's going to be the news. It's not going to be Travis.
Yep. That it really does only reinforce your theory.
I'm telling you, they can't have them both at the
Nope.
same time. They just can't. So now you sit back, you wait, and you see what's going to happen. So once again, as we've talked about, if you're just joining us, need to know if you know of your neighbors, your friends, your coworkers, if anybody's quitting their job all of a sudden, if anybody is showing signs of being a 100 millionaire, let us know. All we want to know is where the winning ticket was sold. I don't care who it is. I believe in anonymity because if I won, I would not want anybody to know that I won. You wouldn't either, would you, Pro Joe?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want the general public, but yeah, I would definitely tell a few people for sure.
I don't think I would.
Mm.
I'd try to keep it as quiet as possible.
Yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't tell it. It's like, things are going well.
Would you show up for work the next day?
For this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do it all different. Because we've talked about some of the things that we would do with financial backing.
Well, I'm saying just knowing, would you like not come in? Or I mean,
No, I'd be here, but
Yeah.
I'd be insisting that our show is now at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
There you go. Yeah.
We are not working 6 o'clock anymore.
Yeah.
That is done.
Yeah.
Although I do like the early morning. By the way, if you're in the St. Louis area, looks like it's going to be a beautiful, an absolutely beautiful sunrise on this Monday morning. I look at our radio studio, our podcasting studio, and I see the sun starting to come up and it is gorgeous. It's going to be a gorgeous day. Again, lots of sunshine, low humidity, dry heat, and just enjoy it. Fall is here in the St. Louis area, and we're trying to make the most of it, so to speak. All right, coming up on the show, we'll talk about the weather coming back. The Mizzou huge Saturday win over Kansas and everything that was involved in that. And of course, moving forward, the Enjoy Illinois 300 was a big hit over at Worldwide Technology Raceway. So was the Stiefel Charity Golf Classic, part of the Champions event. Stiefel putting on an amazing event at Norwood Hills. That went off without a hit. We have the Powerball news and everything that started to go with that. You've also got Pope Leo naming a new saint, a young one for the younger generation to look at. Southwest Airlines, man, what is going on? They snuck in some news on Friday. Another couple flight cancellations that can affect people traveling to the West Coast. I'm like, okay, we got it. Your NFL news didn't even get to we were talking a little bit about the Chiefs, the huge game that was played last night, Ravens and the, Ravens and the Bills, which was absolutely crazy amazing. And then I'll have to, during the break, look at my notes because I can't read what I wrote. Oh, towns in St. Louis and why there are so many St. Louis area towns that are named after saints. That was pretty interesting. And why and when that'll happen. Plus anything else that you guys want to jump in on the show and let us know about. Back to the chat line. Greg says, the Mad Hungarian, Al Raboski, love that. And he says, I'm keeping quiet about winning $40 at our neighborhood poker night. Okay, there you go. Keep quiet about it. It's all about perspective. Megan says MIZ. Tony says ZOU. Drake, my son, myself, Megan watched the Mizzou game and watched them come from behind. It was absolutely crazy incredible. We got some great tickets. Just they were. It was just an all around amazing day. If you haven't been to Columbia, jump on in. And the other thing about it was there weren't many Kansas people there, which was great. And I didn't see any Kansas fans walking through getting horribly or verbally abused or attacked. Just a little bit. But there was one thing that they did, and I felt so bad for these band members. For whatever reason, and I don't know if this was the Missouri administration that did this, and of course, yeah, Megan, like the Bills. We fell asleep last night watching the Bills, and I was like, it's just not their night. But when you have Josh Allen, who is the best quarterback in the NFL, I'm sorry, he just is. Everything that he does and what he does and puts that team on his shoulders, he is living his best life. He's healthy. He's won everything there is except a Super Bowl. That's what's got to be next. They were down 15 points in the final 5 minutes, and they come back and they beat the Ravens. I don't know. This could be the year of the Bill. The Bills finally get their title. It could be happening. We will be finding out very soon because the Bills, man, on a night where they did not look very good, somehow, some way, they found a way to win. And we can talk about that when it comes to the NFL. Donna, good morning to you. She's like, yes, it was a great game. I know you're a Bills fan. You were looking for that. And you've got to have an awesome quarterback. And then and Patrick Mahomes wasn't bad, but I don't know if he has the supporting cast that he needs for the Chiefs. The Chiefs, everything that we heard about the Chiefs in the preseason was they look good. They're healthy. Travis Kelce did look good. He looked like he had a little bit of a rejuvenation, but my gosh, that was not the effort that we were expecting to see. And by the way, got to give the Chargers some credit. They look good too. Herbert, their quarterback, looked like he could be one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL as well. Anything else get your attention from the first weekend of the NFL? You can let us know from that standpoint. I was really concerned with my Detroit Lions. They did not look like the same team, breaking in 7 new coaches. They lost 7 coaches last year that all went to better jobs because the Lions were so good. Congrats to the Packers fans because they put it to the Lions. Lions tried to keep it good, but in the second half, it really didn't matter. You kind of, you just knew that the Lions were not the same team. But I do think they'll find their footing and somehow, some way, get the things going. Okay, we've promoted all the things we're talking about in the show. If there's something we've missed, let us know. Promote it. Tell us. Jump it on the line. Facebook, X, YouTube. Let us know. Talk with us. Talk with others. We love when you guys join the show. We'll do everything that we possibly can to get that out there. Megan says the Lions will get it together. Yep, I'm believing. I'm believing as well. Tony says Chiefs looked good. Mahomes got a haircut. Go Bills. Okay. Yes, he did. All the Bills fans, Megan, Donna, Tony, are the Bills America's team now. They just might be a lot. Oh, that's right. Another thing we forgot to get into, Aaron Rodgers. He had a really good game. Now, I've kind of become a Jets fan a little bit in the last few years because some friends of mine follow him. But the Jets had a chance to win, and Aaron Rodgers went back and beat his former team. And then after the game had something to say to the effect of, I'm glad that I beat everybody who's associated with the New York Jets. Leave it to Aaron. Leave it to Aaron. He was being humble after the game. So we got to take a quick break. Man, there's so much to talk about. Glad you're with us. It's a Monday morning. Let's get out. Let's rock. Let's roll. Let's count our blessings. Be positive with everything, trying to move forward. September 8th. Projo's here. I'm Vic Faust. It's Arch City now. Right back after the break. We'll jump into some of these individual stories and what a great weekend it was from St. Louis and anything else that you want to talk about. We are your Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Eric Naputi. Hope you're having an amazing day today. Listen, let me ask you a question. Are you just so tired of the system that's broken, the supposed healthcare system that is not helping you? Listen, if you haven't learned anything over the last 5 years, you have to learn how to take care of yourself. Self-care is the real healthcare. Stop relying on the broken system. Stop relying on the system that got us in this problem in the first place. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I want you to go right now to trybiolimitless.com/ArchCityNow. That's trybiolimitless.com/ArchCityNow. Go check out some game-changing formulas that truly have changed the lives of tens of thousands of people already. We've got a detox formula that has been proven to remove heavy metals and microplastics and destroy parasites in the body. We've got a cell signaling formula that helps improve energy, helps the body burn fat. It helps you actually stop those afternoon crashes, gets you off of all the darn caffeine, and stops you from having to use all those energy drinks that are destroying your health. Check out our Master Microbiotics formula that truly helps change the game for gut health. If you're bloated, if you're distended, if you've got issues with chronic pain and inflammation, that formula can help change your life. Not to mention our Neuro Reboot. Listen, if you can't focus, if you can't function, if your brain is just not where it's supposed to be, the Neuro Reboot peptide formula is amazing for you. And listen, if you're trying to shed some weight or put on some muscle, it's time to get your metabolism to reset. Our cellular reset formula can do that. Go to trybiolimitless.com/ArchCity now.
Here's a fact. At Brown & Crouppen, you pay nothing up front, and we never get paid unless you do. When you're our client, you'll have all your questions answered, all for free. Hurt? Get the facts and help you need. Call Brown & Crouppen now.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
LouInfo.com news headlines brought to you by Brown & Crouppen. GetBC.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. St. Louis Metropolitan Police are investigating a homicide that happened Saturday evening on Henner Avenue in the Walnut Park East neighborhood. A man died from his injuries. It happened hours before another shooting in the South City. The investigation into the North St. Louis homicide is ongoing. A woman was fatally shot early Sunday on Minnesota Avenue near Osceola in South St. Louis. Homicide detectives are investigating, and they urge anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers with tips. The Salvation Army in East St. Louis has been the victim of burglaries, the latest one to lead to the closure of its food pantry. The Salvation Army of St. Clair County said the East St. Louis location has had 13 break-ins over the past 8 months, and police are investigating. One of the winning Powerball tickets Saturday night was sold in Missouri. Another winner in Texas will split the $1.8 billion jackpot with the Missouri winner. Lottery officials have not disclosed the specific location in Missouri where the winning ticket was sold. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, LouInfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. We've got a big high pressure system from the northern plains settling into the Midwestern states, and that's covering our area too. Our temperatures will be on a slow warming trend starting tomorrow. Pretty comfortable today, upper 70s and sunny. It'll be clear for the overnight hours with mid-50s, and then we're expecting low 80s with sunshine on Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
St. Louis's new home for the best in sports coverage is STL Sports Central. Find them on YouTube or at STLSportsCentral.com. With names like Randy Carricker and Bernie Miklitz leading the way to provide you with the latest news and commentary on all of your favorite St. Louis sports teams, along with great written content and post-game shows after every St. Louis sports team plays. That's STL Sports Central, online or on YouTube.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice-cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
Buddy.
What do you say, buddy? Man, life comes at you fast. 1 minute you're cruising home, the next flashing lights in your rear view.
And that's when you need backup. With the Legal Buddy app, you can connect to a local attorney in seconds.
Seconds? Not waiting days for a callback?
Nope, right away. DWI, car accident, criminal charge, traffic ticket, Legal Buddy's got your back.
So it's like having a lawyer in your pocket.
Exactly. Someone ready to step in the moment you need them, no matter the situation.
That's peace of mind.
That's Legal Buddy.
We're always going to be buddies, right?
All right, where do I get this?
Just download the Legal Buddy app at LegalBuddyApp.com. Register and use code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Nice. Tickets, accidents, legal trouble, you're covered.
The Legal Buddy app, always on your side. Download it today. Enter code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Buddy, it don't get much better than this.
Yep.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. 6:35 is the time. It is a Monday morning. Good morning. Happy Monday, St. Louis. September 8th, as we continue to rock and roll right down this month of September. What beautiful weather we have. You heard some of the weather updates for about the next 10 days. Literally next 10 days. Low humidity. You got dry heat, lots of sunshine. This is a perfect, now it gets warm, like again, the 80s, high 80s, maybe even a couple days of low 90s. But fall is here. It's coming. September 22nd is when summer ends. So we still have 2 weeks of summer, about 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks of summer. So glad you guys are jumping on the show. You can talk to us, X, Facebook, YouTube, anything that you want there. Greg, congratulations to Graham. Thank you, but they lost to DeSmet. So DeSmet played well. Congrats to DeSmet. Donna says, the pastor of my church loves the Lions. Hopefully he's putting in a good word. Yeah, I hope so too. Also, the player that spit was Jalen Carter. I believe he's suspended. I didn't see if he was suspended, but there was some other video. I guess Dak Prescott spit on the ground first, and then Jalen Carter thought maybe he was spitting at him. This was going back to last Thursday night's Eagles-Cowboys game. I mean, in my humble opinion, he's their best defensive player. He got kicked out before the game even started, before they even went on and played their first offensive and defensive play. So that was the follow-up to that story that I did not know Friday morning. But we saw Dak Prescott doing what he was doing. We are Arch City Now here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Jumping on the show, talk with us if you want to. Oh, yes, he was the player of the week. He was the defensive player of the week for high school football. Yes, thank you very much. He had lots of tackles. All right, you guys jump in. Go where you want to go with this. NFL things from the weekend. I want to talk about St. Louis. The Stiefel Charity Classic was put on this last week. Next year, it's moving to October, and it's going to be part of the playoffs where golf players on their champions who are golfers who are eligible to play if you're over 50. And it's going to be an even more important event, basically becoming one of the most important golf tournaments on the tour. And that has everything to do with the job that's being done, top notch by Stiefel throughout the St. Louis area. Not only doing that, but also the volunteers, Norwood, which is a fantastic place to host an event, and then the people who go out to watch it and support it, playing for $2.1 million. And anything that we can do positive throughout the St. Louis area, we should, and we should promote it. They do a phenomenal job. Ron Krzyzewski, the CEO over there, doing a really, really good job. I mean, everything that they have done with that golf tournament. has been really good. I mean, we saw what could happen. We had the championship out of Belle Reve a few years ago, and that was just crazy good. Tiger was here. But St. Louis is a golf community. St. Louis is a lot of communities. We do well with sports, and the event turned out extremely well, very well attended. And you always hear just positive things when people come to St. Louis, specifically for sporting events and how the fans support it. And that's what I was glad to hear. Really, really top-notch job being done by the Stifel Charity Classic. And who's to say they can't do more? Yeah, who's to say that more things can't happen? I know more money going into that, but also other events, because Stifel's also active downtown and trying to revitalize the community, which is what we like to see as well. And Tony reminding us about the BMW golf tournament coming next summer to the St. Louis area. Very, very good. Thank you for reminding me of that. And we do well with golf here. There's lots of terrific places, public and private, to play golf throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Yes, the Cardinals took 2 of 3 in the weekend series against the Giants. That's good, including a win yesterday, which was good, which is what they needed. And if you're in a situation where you're looking, for big time events, when St. Louis gets the events, they stand out. We do. I know the Cardinals haven't been great. I know we don't have NFL football. We don't have the NBA. But when we do have events, we blow them out. We really do. We blow them out. Cardinals, by the way, now back to the 500 mark, 72 and 72. So they've been home for a little bit. They're now going to hit the road. You'd like to see them finish the year on a good note, see what they can, somehow, some way get done. They're headed to a West Coast road trip. They'll be in Seattle. Miles Michaelis will be on the mound. So if you guys wanted to jump in more on the golf, the guys over 50, the stars from yesteryear, they do a really, really good job. Ben, good morning to you. I'm sorry about your New York Jets. I couldn't believe what I was watching. The Jets played almost a damn near perfect game. Almost. They had a quarterback that looked good. They were scoring points. And then somehow the defense lets them up. And they lose to Aaron Rodgers, their former quarterback. And it's one thing to get rid of a quarterback. But what the Jets did to Aaron Rodgers, and I know he can be arrogant and kind of prickly and just kind of, he can come across that way. But their new head coach had Aaron Rodgers fly across the country to tell him, I don't want you. He literally flew from California to New York for like a quick just for the coach to look at him in his face and say, I don't want you.
Some people don't like to break up through text message,
So Aaron was like, really? You made me wait and fly all the way out here and do this. So he's like, okay. And then as luck would have it, the NFL schedule makers put the Jets and the Steelers together in the first game of the year. And then Aaron Rodgers went out and had one of the best games that I've seen him play in many years. And he beat the freaking Jets. And then afterwards in the postgame press conference said, I'm just glad to beat everybody associated with the New York Jets. And then the Steelers are like, yes, this is the Aaron Rodgers. This is the version of Aaron Rodgers we saw in Green Bay. And then, of course, Ben says they stink. I'm sorry. My Lions lost 2 and they look like they stunk, Ben. It's all good. You guys take the show where you want to go. You let us know what you want to jump in on. It is all good from that standpoint. But once again, Thomas Bjorn makes a 35-foot birdie putt in a playoff to win the Champions event. And he birdied 3 of the final 4 holes. The 54-year-old just scorching the course at the end, which is what you like to see. You like to see some of the really good play get going, underway, moving forward. And that's exactly what happened out there. So congrats to the Stifel Charity Classic. Congrats to Stifel and all those who helped make the event what it was. And congrats to Thomas Bjorn, who got the victory in St. Louis, helping make that tournament as good as it is. That wasn't the only thing going on this weekend. We talked about the Cardinals taking 2 of 3 from the Giants. Al Raboski, the former Cardinals pitcher, the reliever, and broadcaster, was elected into the Cardinals Hall of Fame. Well-deserved honor for Raboski. Many people who meet him out in public just really love to talk with him. He's very approachable. I've talked with him a few times out and about, and he makes sense. He made sense. So the Cardinals had a big weekend, not very well attended. You wished it could be different. Lots of competition going on this weekend for the disposable income, disposable time, and what people were doing. But the Cardinals did respond, 1, 2, or 3. Sonny Gray pitched outstanding yesterday. Actually, had a no-hitter going into the 6th. And the Cardinals won. They ended up taking that game over the Giants 4-3. And that got them back to 72-72 as they head out of town for the weekend. If you want to jump in on the chat line, you can do so at Arch City Now on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Once again, X, Facebook, and YouTube. Let us know where you want to go and what you want to talk about. Okay, that wasn't it. Also, this weekend, you had racing over at Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Enjoy Illinois 300 in action. And Denny Hamlin, the veteran, he's having a terrific year. Picked up his 5th victory already this season. He had the pole position. He used it well. And you couldn't catch him. He ends up taking it. His 59th career win, by the way. And I just think that it was a terrific atmosphere for him to win that in the St. Louis area. Having NASCAR back, the NASCAR fighting for the NASCAR playoff series, fighting for points and position as they come down. And once again, very well attended, a terrific event. Everybody that comes into St. Louis goes, wow, you guys know how to put on an event. Yes, I know have gotten some bad publicity when it comes to the St. Louis area. But I'm telling you, when it comes to putting on events and people showing up, St. Louis does it. They answer the bell, and we should pat ourselves on the back for that, because the people who are making this happen are doing a phenomenal job. Curtis Francois, the Bommarito Group, you name it, that's what's happening. From the chat line, how is the amusement center with the rides doing that the show has talked about recently? I don't even know what you're talking about.
The new rides.
Union Station, maybe?
Yeah.
There's a couple of them. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody. I really haven't heard anybody talk about them.
Other than us.
Well, I mean, yeah, we were trying to promote anything and everything St. Louis, but I haven't heard much about it. So if anybody's gone, seen it, if it's, worthwhile, does it add? I think it adds to Union Station, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
You invest money, you put that out there, it's going to be a good thing. So
they do a big event there too, called Shutterfest. It's basically
what is that?
It's a photographer event.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I forget when it is. However, it's a very Union Station is a very good place to take photos. So they started holding this event every year, and I think that is a huge addition to that event.
And when is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll have to look it up. I'll have for more.
Charlie, good morning to you as well. Yeah, so if you see that, Pro Joe, just let me know. Let me know. It's good to be a part of a community that can put on these big events and the things that are going on. Racing, NASCAR in St. Louis over the weekend, check mark. Champions Tour Golf, terrific event, check mark. We don't have an NFL team. You guys have all checked in, but we support. And by the way, the ratings for NFL games in the St. Louis area for teams are high. And it's interesting because now that we don't have an NFL team, and we will never have an NFL team, it's interesting to see the different factions throughout the area and who they support and who you have come to like, men and women. Everybody around me are sports fans. You guys know I'm a Lions fan. It is what it is. Our Jets contingent has checked in. Of course, Chiefs are the dominant team in this area.
So Shutterfest is April 7th through 9th in 2026.
Got some time.
Yeah.
Greg wants to give a shout out for the new movie Soul in Fire with William H. Macy playing Jack Buck that comes out in October. That's also getting a lot of hype.
William H. Macy, huh?
Yeah, well, we showed the preview on the show here.
Oh, okay.
About the new movie that's coming out. Just that will be, yeah, I will definitely go see it because it's about a St. Louis man, and the whole situation with that Soul on Fire movie. It was directed by Sean McNamara, by the way, and it tells the story. And I'm sure many of you know, and if you don't know, look him up. John O'Leary. I mean, he literally had a near-death accident in a fire. Not only almost taking his life, but disfiguring him and a lot of those things. It was based on his own memoir. He's a motivational speaker, super positive guy. Still haven't met him. Look forward to that. We'll try to get him on the show. But when he was a kid, Jack Buck kind of took him under his wing. And that's what the movie's about, if you're not familiar with that. Just a really inspirational movie. And check out John O'Leary on Instagram, Facebook. He's all over social media. So yeah, we'll definitely see that movie and love to promote anything we can from that standpoint. Donna says, I love William Macy. He was great in Boogie Nights. You remember? That's going back a ways.
Oh, yeah.
He's done a lot of things since Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
A lot.
What was that? Shameless.
Oh, another one.
Mm-hmm.
So many movies. Yeah. He's super talented.
Yeah.
That guy is so damn talented. But we got all of these things that were going on. We've talked Powerball, by the way. If you guys are just joining the show, if you see signs of one of your neighbors who won the Powerball, let us know. We want to know where the Powerball ticket was sold. I don't think lottery officials, well, in the state of Missouri, anonymity is legal, meaning you don't have to know. You don't have to say if you won the Powerball. However, I always thought at least they tell you where the winning ticket was sold.
I think so, yeah.
And right now, for whatever reason, why is the Missouri Lottery Center not giving us an idea where the ticket was sold? Mm-hmm. What would that be? Why? I mean, every other time you're told where the winning ticket was sold.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Why would it affect a business right now? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
What would be the reasoning?
I don't know. I guess look for a gas station or a place that sells lotto to all of a sudden have new improvements.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, and in Missouri, do you get bonuses for selling? I mean, last week, well, there was a big one there was a big lottery. Maybe it was the Mega that was sold. The winning the gas station that sold it got, I think, $130,000 bonus. And it wasn't something massive. I mean, that's a big chunk of change, but why not tell us where the winning ticket was sold? So then I started to think there had to be something surrounding that gas station or that place where they sold the ticket. So then I started thinking, okay, it's probably not a Schnucks or a grocery store. What?
I looked up how much a retailer gets for selling the winning Powerball ticket
in Missouri.
And it says the Powerball jackpot ticket receives a bonus of $50,000.
Okay. All right. That's nothing to try to keep. I mean, to try to keep quiet.
Right.
$50,000. Okay. But why are they not telling us where the ticket was sold? That doesn't make sense to me. None of it does. Peter says, in Missouri, the place that sells the tickets gets paid for selling the winning ticket. Correct. That's what Projo was just reading. In the state of Missouri, it's $50,000 from what Projo found. But don't we want to know where the ticket was sold? I do. And the fact that they are not telling us makes me want to know more. Why? What are you saving and what am I missing for them not telling us? Or what could be done right now? The ticket was sold Saturday. You had Sunday. Now you're into Monday to prepare or whatever. And dangerous area. But if you're the winning ticket holder, You're not going to the gas station where you bought the ticket to redeem your ticket. You're not going there. That's what I don't understand. So tell me. I'd like to know. And at first I thought it was St. Louis. I thought I read it was in the St. Louis area. Now I'm hearing it's just Missouri. They're saying Missouri because I thought I saw initial reports with St. Louis. And if I'm wrong, let me know.
So Missouri winners, the specific retail location in Missouri will be announced within 72 hours of the drawing.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So we're getting in that time frame.
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday. We'll probably find out today.
Yep.
Yeah. Charlie says that's chump change. I bet you winner paid the store not to mention it.
Maybe.
Just so there wasn't speculation. That's a good point. But within 72 hours, maybe they thought a bunch of people would be coming into the store. Maybe it's a small town where everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's something in a rural area.
That could be the case. Megan was telling me, she's like, I'm happy that 2 people won. When you get that much money, why not have multiple winners?
Mm.
You know, it's like, my gosh, 4 people could have won and all been 100 millionaires. You don't have a winner for over 3 months, and then all of a sudden you have 2 in the same drawing. I'm just glad nobody from California won. Nobody from Florida won. We freaking had our first Missouri winner since 2012. That's a big deal. And then, of course, Texas gets lots of winners. And, of course, Texas, lots of population, lots of people. I guess the odds are a little better. And, of course, you know, we have different people who pop in and out of the show, both on radio and podcast. I just wanted to know if anybody knows of winners. Have you ever known anybody that's won the lottery? I told you my story of my friend in Michigan. Her ex-husband won a Michigan lottery. And then allegedly, because he tried to hide it during a divorce, she got a lot of it. Just be straightforward. Don't try to be stingy. That will backfire.
If you're going to hide it good.
I don't know if you can hide a lotto win.
Yeah.
I don't think that could be the case. But, yeah, it's made her life a lot easier, which is why I always say, Projo and I don't believe in the money can't make you happy. It can make you happier. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie, we miss you in the Detroit area. Vic, hope all is well with you and your family. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate you jumping in and saying hi this morning. Miss you guys as well. Also, Donna says somebody in New Jersey won $1 million. Yeah, okay. People win the lottery a lot all over the place. All right. Man, there's just so much to talk to. That first hour went by fast.
Yeah, it did.
Talk about the fastest hour in broadcasting. And then we do our second hour. It's Art City Now, all things the Lou, all the time, plus other stories that relate. Jumping on the People's Podcast platform, Facebook, X, and YouTube. We'll come right back after this break. We're your Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. Projo's here. I'm Vic Faust, back with our second hour right after this.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and can control my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. That's 800-891-6335.
The Maddie Festival and Conference is back. September 12th through the 14th in the Grand Center Arts District. 3 days, 15 stages, and more than 100 performances featuring legends Common and Pete Rock, Patti LaBelle, and De La Soul. Also R&B stars Lucky Day, Leon Thomas, and Leela James. Jazz greats Branford Marsalis, Pedrito Martinez, and the Baylor Project, and of course funk masters John Medeski, the SOS Band, and Carl Denson. Plus Maddie artist in residence STL's very own Keon Harold. Enjoy live music, art exhibits, carnival rides, food trucks, and more. Hear from thought leaders across music, art, tech, and innovation, and see community curation by Shakespeare Festival of St. Louis, The Walls Off Washington, Poetry Motion, Pack Dance, and more. Meet us at the intersection of art and life in the heart of Midtown St. Louis. Purchase festival passes now at MaddieSTL.org.
Broadcasting live from the J. Randolph Jr. Studios in Kirkwood.
It's stronger than grandmother's breath.
KLIS 590 AM, Wood River, St. Louis.
USA Radio News, I'm John Summers. South Korean officials say more than 300 Korean workers detained last week in an immigration raid are released.
The workers were arrested Thursday at a Hyundai battery plant in Georgia in what was the largest single immigration raid so far under the Trump administration's deportation drive. The chief of staff to South Korea's president says that negotiations to release the to South Korea. I'm Scott Carr in Washington.
Protests were held in Chicago Saturday against President Trump's threats to deploy federal troops to the city.
Activists gathered in downtown.
Every single immigrant, every single right to have their families stay together.
This as Trump posted a message on Truth Social reading, quote, Chicago is about to find out why it's called the Department of War. Trump signed an executive order renaming the Department of Defense to the Department of War on Friday. Similar protests have been held in Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia against National Guard deployments and immigration enforcement operations. I'm Jim Forbes.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke after Russian leader Vladimir Putin reportedly invited him to talk in Moscow. On this week, the Ukrainian leader took the idea altogether.
I can't go when my country is under missiles, under attacks each day. I can't go to this capital of these terrorists.
It comes as the two nations have been at war for over 3 years. Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says it's baloney. President Trump wants Eric Adams to drop out of the New York City mayoral race so Cuomo could defeat Zohran Mamdani.
Cuomo said Trump wants the ultra-liberal Zohran Mamdani to win, as he would be Trump's perfect stooge. I'm Lisa Salvati.
From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. You can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
We interrupt this program for an on-the-spot news report.
News reports on the Lou Information Station are presented by Brown and Crouppen. 222-2222.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel. A delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here. And when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Oh, happy Monday. Thanks for jumping in on the show, guys. Appreciate you joining us today. As always, 7:05 is the time. It is September 8th. What a glorious morning it is in the St. Louis area. Glad to be here. Glad to be pumping out the information, the content on a Monday, September 8th. We've got some good weather coming up. A lot of good weather. Might feel like summer, but it's low humidity. That's the key. Some dry heat, some dry sun. The weather's going to get really warm again, 80s, maybe even to the 90s. And it looks that way for the next 10 days. I don't even see any precipitation. No wet, no rain.
Well, that's a plus.
Well, yeah, it could be, unless you need the water. Are you still watering your grass in September? Yeah, you are. It just depends on the house and what's going on. Yeah. And speaking of which, I told the story a few weeks ago where I was parking here at Strategic Air Services. I opened the door to my car, and all of a sudden, the sprinkler system goes on and starts shooting me right in my damn face.
I had an incident with the same sprinkler system today.
And for whatever reason, the sprinkler systems shoot out in the parking lot. You see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
They shoot into the parking lot. I'm like, we're watering the parking lot.
Yeah, you're going to love this. I pulled up to the gate.
Not so smart.
I pulled up to the gate, and you know how we have to, we have a key fob in order to open the gate. Well, the sprinklers came on as I rolled down my window to reach out and hit the key fob, and it sprayed right into my car and soaked me.
The exact thing I was just getting ready to say is I was leaning out my window this morning to put my fob against the detector, and water shot me right in my face.
So the same thing happened to you.
Yeah.
The same exact thing.
I was like, I don't know who's in charge of the water system, but it's not so smart.
They got me on camera going, oh, that's smart.
They're probably doing it on purpose. It's
Probably.
all good. It's all good. It's all good. Because guess what? Nothing phases us. Smile, be positive, move forward, keep your faith and all. 7:07 is the time. Whatever you guys want to talk about, big weekend. I did want to get back into this. Let's get into some of your comments. Facebook, X, and YouTube. That's where you can talk to us. And we love it when you guys talk with us. And then, of course, chat with the other people as well. That's why we're here. It's because of you. It's all St. Louis all the time. By the way, check out luinfo.com. Once again, that's luinfo.com for all the programming that we have on the show 24/7. Greg says, did you all see the full moon last night? I did. It was so bright, you could almost read a book by the moonlight. Okay, I did. I looked outside and I went, oh, that's pretty good. That's big.
Yeah.
Also, which we were talking about earlier, when it came to the Powerball ticket situation, The identity of the winner may remain a mystery. Missouri has a law that grants anonymity. That's what I was talking about earlier. And I wish every state had anonymity. It should be there. It should be. A law that took effect in 2021 prohibits the publishing of names, addresses, other identifying information.
However, the place that sold the ticket is revealed within 72 hours.
And it should be.
Yeah.
Because that's not telling anybody any specific information about you. Donna says money certainly does bring happiness. I mean, think about it. How many times have you received money and been upset?
Right. Money may not be able to buy you love, but it sure can make you pretty happy.
I'm sorry. I can think of all the times I received money and was unhappy.
Right.
That's a zero.
Yeah. I can't think of the last time I was bummed when somebody handed me cash.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's all right. Yeah. That I don't want that. That doesn't make me happy.
I'm so depressed now. Take it back.
So, congratulations to whoever won the ticket. Seriously, big time congrats. Big time congrats for that. That's awesome. That's why you play. You should win. You want to win. It's all right to win. And no, don't tell anybody you won. Ever. Ever, ever. Yes, you can show signs, but don't tell anybody. So we can get into the Powerball if you guys want to. Missouri has their first winner since 2012. Cardinals take 2 of 3 over the weekend from the Giants. We love that. Sonny Gray pitched really well yesterday. Cardinals back to 500. They're 72-72. They're heading out of town. They're on the West Coast, starting a trip out there. They're in Seattle tonight to take on the Mariners. Al Hrabosky, he is now in the Cardinals Hall of Fame, where he belongs, for his on-field performance and the broadcasting longevity and excellence that he has had over the years. Good for him. Congrats to him. Congrats to his family. Very approachable guy, affectionately known as the Mad Hungarian, but just very easy to talk to. I remember I walked up to him first in my favorite places, Sportsman, introduced myself. It was kind. He was with his wife. It was all good. Then I've seen him out a couple more times since then. So congrats, Al. And congrats on getting to the Cardinals Hall of Fame. Attendance wasn't so great over the weekend for the Cardinals for their Hall of Fame weekend, and they had a lot of good giveaways. But there was a lot of competition, which we've been talking about. A really big weekend in the Lou area. Greg jumps in the chat line on Facebook, X, and YouTube, where you can. It's where we stream every day. It's also where you can jump in on the chat line. He says the good thing about the Philly Karen, of course, the woman who went and yelled at the dad about getting a baseball for her son because she felt he took it from him, and then she really put on a bad display. The good thing about Philly Karen is the Coldplay couple is now yesterday's news. But they must be happy about that. If you do something, there's always somebody that's going to do something that follows next. It's the life cycle. It just happens.
Circle of life.
By the way, speaking of the Coldplay situation, the HR director from that I saw over the weekend, she divorced her husband. Why do you say that?
I don't know. Seems like something's contagious with all that. Coldplay ruins relationships.
Well, he probably should have divorced her. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows the situations? Money had to be involved. But she allegedly filed the paperwork for divorce from him.
That's a twist.
The divorce papers had already been filed against the CEO, right?
Yeah,
I thought that happened.
I believe so,
quickly.
yeah.
I thought that was like within 48 hours.
Yeah.
He woke up from the first sleep that he got to those papers. Yeah, thanks for the update there, Greg. Appreciate it. So, all of these things going on, which we were talking about over the weekend, St. Louis, the racing over at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Congrats to Curtis Francois and crew and Bomarito and NASCAR coming to town. The golf. Congrats to Ron Krzyzewski and Stiefel for a phenomenal event over there. They do so much, and so much goes in behind the scenes that nobody ever freaking knows about. So much money, time, effort is spent on doing all those things. Then, which I haven't even gotten into yet, a phenomenal weekend in Columbia, Missouri. I always tell people, if you haven't been to Columbia for a game day, go check it out. From the bars, the restaurants, the atmosphere. Heading to Faurot Field is absolutely phenomenal. Talked about it earlier in the show. Was there with my son. Was there with Megan. Taking Ed Mizzou football. They go down 21-6. And I was not worried. My life has changed. I used to freak out about that stuff. And I'm like, let's just ride this out. Let's ride this out. Mizzou comes from behind, beats Kansas 42-31. Electric atmosphere. Mizzou's 2-0. The win puts them in the top 25. They should be higher than that. Heck, the ESPN computer rankings have them ranked 12th. We will find out in 2 weeks. You want to talk about a massive game? Missouri plays UMass next week. They'll be massive favorites. But the week after, they'll host South Carolina. And South Carolina is highly ranked. More than likely, they'll be undefeated if they get past Vanderbilt, which I think they will. And there's a chance that ESPN College Game Day could be in Columbia. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Illinois and Indiana have a game that day too. It'll be between those two games. Those will be the only ranked games going on that day where you have two teams that are ranked. I could see them going to Indiana for that game with Illinois because those two teams together would be higher ranked. But then you've also got an SEC tilt and a Heisman hopeful in South Carolina's quarterback. So this may be me just wishful thinking, but it'll be one of those two games. Even if College Game Day doesn't go to Columbia, what an atmosphere that will be and should be. And the atmosphere on Saturday, and I've been going to Mizzou games since 1990. I'd never seen anything like it. People were excited, chanting, getting Kansas back at the stadium. You had an atmosphere where you know you have a good team. They do a great job. Columbia does, the stadium. They have a ton of construction going on. I mean, that's like our pro team. And no offense to the Battlehawks, but true SEC football, Alabama, a lot of these teams, they don't have, Mississippi, the teams in Mississippi, they don't have other teams that compete within the state, South Carolina. And I'm starting to see that happen with Mizzou. But the chant that I told you about, Pro Joe, did you hear it in Moscow Mills? Did you hear the Mr. Brightside, then when it comes to the instrumental chorus at the end?
I was wondering what
FKU. I mean, it was thunderous.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it was played again in the fourth quarter. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so bad, but it is so right. And it feels and sounds so good to be beating Kansas while that's going on and the chant going on. It made national news, people laughing, because a lot of people around the country don't realize the rivalry that Missouri has with Kansas. They don't. How it goes back to the Civil War days. And homecoming, which was invented in Columbia, had to do with the school president, the chancellor, the football program had at the time, writing all the alumni to come back for a Kansas game. That's homecoming started at Missouri. Your high school dances started at Mizzou. Now, all the Mizzou fans know this already. People, if you didn't go to Mizzou, you maybe heard it for the first time, like Pro Joe.
Yeah.
Homecoming. The whole concept of homecoming began at Mizzou. It was Mizzou.
That's interesting.
Yeah, those little homecoming dances where you're stressing out about wearing suits, maybe sweating a dance or whatever. It all began in Columbia, Missouri.
That's really interesting.
And the opponent was Kansas. And there's nothing better than beating Kansas. And I'm sorry for our Jayhawkers in the St. Louis area, and there's a lot of them, unfortunately. So they get the win. But I thought this was really cool. We have video. The Post-Dispatch did an article on this guy, Carter Ari. Carter had a chance to kick a field goal in Columbia on Saturday. And he could have won $25,000. Instead of taking the attempt at a field goal, we'll show you the video and I'll talk through it. He turns, here he is, he lifts his shirt up and it says FKU on it. Then he's a lefty, he kicks the ball at the Kansas bench. Instead of trying the field goal, and then he stands at midfield with his shirt up again in front of the Kansas bench with FU on his chest. And then he runs across and gets high fives at the stadium.
He's got a prosthetic leg. I just noticed that.
Does he really?
Yeah, his right leg is a prosthetic leg.
Know. The FKU on the chest had my attention.
Yeah.
So he was going to kick a field goal and instead kicks it at the bench. It has an FU on the chest. I'm like, oh my gosh. I wonder what Kansas fans, the Kansas team, and everybody thought. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. If you don't realize the rivalry and I'll call it good-spirited hatred between the schools, think again. Greg says, do you still have your Mizzou jersey? Yes, I have both of them, a home jersey and away jersey. I do. Thank you for asking. But how about that, Pro Joe? Kicking it at the bench.
That was
ballsy.
A boss move.
And then he stands there at midfield with his shirt up. Whoa. And then after Missouri was losing, Missouri goes on to score so many unanswered points and wins that game. And then the Post-Dispatch does an article on who Carter Ari is. So instead of attempting a field goal that he probably would have missed, I mean, it was a 40 plus yard field goal. He uses the opportunity to bash Kansas, gets an article, and he will go down in history at Missouri on that day of helping add to the environment that was Missouri sending the little Jaybirds back to Lawrence where they belong with a 42-31 loss.
If there isn't an 8x10 picture of that man on the field somewhere in the locker room, somebody's missing.
You know what? Or they should put him up in the football facility. Mm-hmm. You're right. That's a good point. Or something, at least in a local bar.
Yeah.
Or something.
He's a legend now.
Take it over to Willie's or Harpo's or my house or one of the bars over there where they can. That's a great picture. I mean, I just love it. Tony says SEC. So once again, another terrific, because it's our school. It's our football school for the St. Louis area. And I know that a lot of people in St. Louis go to other schools and have other allegiances, but that's our state school. That is our state school. And they're good. And why not support Mizzou?
Actually, one of my best friends growing up went to K-State.
I'm sorry for him. I considered it. I took one of my football visits to the Little Apple. And maybe it was because of the little private high school that I went to. But I showed up for my visit, and I think I had like penny loafers on or something. And everybody was wearing boots, cowboy boots. And I'm like, man, I'm out of place. I don't feel right. I'm like, what the heck? No, I like Kansas State. I do. Bill Snyder was a coach then. He was my recruiting coach. Loved him. Probably should have went to Kansas State from a football standpoint. But Manhattan is not Columbia, Missouri. It just isn't. But if they offered my son, I'm like, you're going to Kansas State. And you're going to love it and you're going to enjoy it. That's a fact. Kansas State, by the way, oh my God. I love the service schools. I'm sorry. I'm all about Army, Navy, Air Force. I wish the Marines had a football team. If the Marines had a football team, they'd beat the hell out of everybody. They may not win, but you would not want to play the Marines. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
You'll be hurting.
You do not want to play the Marines. Army beat Kansas State, which was a big win. Big win for Army. Congrats to Army and getting that job done. Actually just running the ball. Okay, so Missouri moved up to 25 with the win. That was huge. In the process, sent Kansas back home, showed the country what the rivalry is all about, and now they set themselves up for some bigger TV games. Let's see what happens in a couple of weeks. So my point is, you've got UMass next week at home, and then the following week, if you haven't seen a Missouri game, go check out Missouri, South Carolina, whether college football ESPN Game Day is there or not. And by the way, Tim Tebow and SEC Nation was there over the weekend. Said they had no idea the huge support that Missouri football has. So
now you know.
Congrats to them making that go all the way. Poi Dog says, the United States Marine Corps, go to the Naval Academy. There you go. Donna, I would like to see Darth. We haven't had Darth out yesterday in a while. Can we get our show mascot, Darth Vader? There's Darth. That's Projo's dog.
I've almost brought him several times.
All right. We keep waiting to see Darth.
Yeah.
When we get Darth, we'll get him on the video. We'll get him up there for you and get everything else that we can. If anybody else went to the Mizzou game, if you want to share anything, put it in there. We will promote it. We will talk about what happened. We love it when you guys jump the chat line as well. Paul says, I've got no problem supporting Mizzou football, but does Eli, talking about the head coach Drinkwitz, truly deserve those extensions and big money after never getting to an SEC conference finals? Maybe not, but here's the thing. It's all about keeping up with the Joneses. All the other SEC coaches are getting paid around that too. He's in the top 6 of the conference, top 6 or 7, making about $9 million a year. But it's also about how much money you're bringing in. And the department is bringing some money in. Plus, they've got NIL now. And if you don't pay Eli, guess what? Other schools want him. That's right. Mizzou has a coach now that other schools want. That's a fact. Paul, great point. I appreciate you putting that out there. You got to pay. And it's with anything in life. You're getting what the going rate is. Do you think actors are worth $30 million a film? $20 million? Are they? It's what the going rate is. What can you get? You're worth what you negotiate. That's what happens. If Eli couldn't get the money, he wouldn't. And there's a lot of press or stress, a lot of pressure that goes along with those things that we bring up. I'm just glad that the state of Missouri has Mizzou football right now, and ride the wave while it's going strong, because you don't always win those games, especially against Kansas. And Missouri has to go to Kansas next year, and we'll see what they got. But I just know it's a lot of fun right now for our state, for the St. Louis area, to have a team that represents us, and they're good, and they beat Kansas, and it makes everything a whole lot better. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. Projo is alongside. Sometimes you see him, sometimes you hear him. I don't think we've seen you today, have we?
Yeah, when we were
Okay.
watching that video.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Jumping on the People's Platform, that podcast, you can stream us and chat with us and others at the same time on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Once again, X, Facebook, and YouTube. And let us know what's happening. Always looking for shout outs for people, events coming up, charities. That's what we do. That's what we love to promote. We just sit back. We let you guys take the show where it's going to go. Greg says it could be worse. Bill Belichick could be coaching Mizzou. Not. Yeah, Bill had a problem going into North Carolina in his first game. They got just stomped by a really good TCU team. A lot of St. Louis area kids go to TCU as well. TCU is a damn fine school, and a lot of people like to go check it out. So congrats to TCU for winning that. I also have some friends who support North Carolina in a massive way from the St. Louis area. So I'm sorry for that as well. Lots to come still. Pope Leo canonizing his first saint. We can talk about that. Southwest Airlines taking more flights away from St. Louis. What the heck is going on? NFL talk. We talked about it in the first hour. Jump in for your NFL teams if you want to do that. Towns with saint names in them in St. Louis. There's so many of them, and why. Anything else you guys want to talk about? The weather that we're going to have in the St. Louis area, the events that were going on in the week leading up to the weekend, and then really moving forward. Yes, Paul, we'll get to your comment about KU right after the break. We are your Lou information station. We're live and on demand. at luinfo.com. Projo's here. I'm Vic Faust. Time to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our final segment.
On the Lou Information Station is brought to you by Grandpa Pigeons, Johnny Mac's Sporting Goods, and Becky's Carpet and Tile Superstore.
Hey, see that, kids? St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the West.
The Lou Information Station, where we'll always call it Highway 40 or Highway 40 if you're a boomer.
The St. Louis expression?
Stream our content 24/7 at luinfo.com. The Lou Information Station.
Lunchtime just got a whole lot better at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. From mouth-watering wraps to loaded quesadillas to bold, flavor-packed sandwiches, Hot Shots has something fresh every single day, along with your favorite wings, burgers, and pizza that you know and love.
And don't sleep on those Hot Shots tacos.
Plus, if you gotta be in and out quick for lunch, Hot Shots has you covered every day starting at 11 a.m. Find your nearest Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill now at hotshotsnet.com.
That's hotshotsnet.com.
Buddy.
What do you say, buddy? Man, life comes at you fast. 1 minute you're cruising home, the next flashing lights in your rear view.
And that's when you need backup. With the Legal Buddy app, you can connect to a local attorney in seconds.
Seconds? Not waiting days for a callback?
Nope, right away. DWI, car accident, criminal charge, traffic ticket, Legal Buddy's got your back.
So it's like having a lawyer in your pocket.
Exactly. Someone ready to step in the moment you need them, no matter the situation.
That's peace of mind.
That's Legal Buddy.
We're always going to be buddies, right?
All right, where do I get this?
Just download the Legal Buddy app at LegalBuddyApp.com. Register and use code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Nice. Tickets, accidents, legal trouble, you're covered.
The Legal Buddy app, always on your side. Download it today. Enter code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
But it don't get much better than this.
Yep.
LouInfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown and Crouppen, 222-2222.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. St. Louis Metropolitan Police are investigating a homicide that happened Saturday evening on Henner Avenue in the Walnut Park East neighborhood. A man died from his injuries. It happened hours before another shooting in the South City. The investigation into the North St. Louis homicide is ongoing. A woman was fatally shot early Sunday on Minnesota Avenue near Osceola in South St. Louis. Homicide detectives are investigating, and they urge anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers with tips. The Salvation Army in East St. Louis has been the victim of burglaries, the latest one to lead to the closure of its food pantry. The Salvation Army of St. Clair County said the East St. Louis location has had 13 break-ins over the past 8 months, and police are investigating. One of the winning Powerball tickets Saturday night was sold in Missouri. Another winner in Texas will split the $1.8 billion jackpot with the Missouri winner. Lottery officials have not disclosed the specific location in Missouri where the winning ticket was sold. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, luinfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. We've got a big high-pressure system from the northern plains settling into the Midwestern states, and that's covering our area too. Our temperatures will be on a slow warming trend starting tomorrow. Pretty comfortable today, upper 70s and sunny. It'll be clear for the overnight hours with mid-50s, and then we're expecting low 80s with sunshine on Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
STL Sports Central is St. Louis's first all-digital sports network, and it's easy to find on YouTube. Catch the Randy Carricker Show featuring Brooke Grimsley Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Videos and written content from Bernie Miklas, Card Central 365 every day, plus post-game shows after every St. Louis online at Check it out.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision. It should not be based solely on advertisements.
Not sure how to get a lawyer after an accident? Call Brown and Crouppen. We'll walk you through it. Worried it'll cost too much? Here's a fact. At Brown and Crouppen, you pay nothing up front, and we never get paid unless you do. When you're our client, you'll have all your questions answered, all for free. Hurt? Get the facts and help you need. Call Brown and Crouppen now.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. I love it. Mondays are so much better, especially when Missouri beats Kansas in my world. That story of the kid, Carter Ari, who did the article with the Post and talking about how much he hates Kansas, that story has now gone international. I just saw it go. I was looking through MSN. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Welcome back to the show. Arch City Now, Vic Faust here, Projo alongside. Bringing you all things the Lou all the time, 24/7. Check out luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com with all of our programming throughout the day. We take you to 8 o'clock every morning, 6 to 8 a.m. We are Arch City Now. Following us is Hot Take Central 2.0, the former St. Louis Blue Cam Jansen. By the way, the Blues getting set this month as well, get their training camp going. And Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. They got you every day from 8 to 10 o'clock. Today, you've got the Mizzou football show. We do our MIZ STL show as well from 10 to 11 o'clock. That'll be a lot of fun. We do it every Monday. And during the season, there's the Mizzou show Mondays, Wednesdays, and I believe Fridays from 10 o'clock. And then Charlie Tuna always has terrific interviews. He does the lunchtime hour. And then, of course, the PM is there as well. Check out luinfo.com 24/7. All St. Louis, all the time for you, the people. Appreciate you guys jumping in and following us on X, YouTube, and Facebook. That's where you stream us. That's where you jump in on the chat line as well. We love it when you guys participate with us. We try to get your comments out there as well. Okay. Donna says, does anybody follow the U.S. Open? The tennis has been really good. Men's game started yesterday. My sister loves it. Doesn't miss it at all. Okay. All right. There you go. U.S. Open has been going on. It's a big tournament in New York, of course. And it's my favorite tennis tournament there is. I love it. I like it more than Wimbledon, too. It's faster. It's in New York instead of the All England Club in grass and all white. Anyway, we're here. We got you going. We'll take you to the top of the hour here till about 7:57 or so. When we were going to break, we were talking about things that were happening with that Mizzou game. Of course, the Carter Ari, who passed up the chance to kick for $25,000 and wanted to kick the ball into the Kansas bench. His story's gone national and international. Sometimes giving up what appears to be the big prize and doing something else ends up being the big prize. And that's exactly what Carter got. Just recapping some things from jumping on whatever you want to get in. This is your chance. You want to promote an event, a person, a charity, whatever, who has done well, who deserves kudos. I've got a lot of them for a Monday. Mizzou football, Eli Drinkwitz. You guys deserve credit. However, I had one little bone to pick. One little bone. So my girlfriend, Megan, she had a parking pass. I got her a parking pass. Lot M. So she gets there a little later. She wanted to watch her son's game, so she came and met. She gets to Lot M about, 45 minutes before the game. Lot M is closed. So the university sold a pass for a lot that had all its spots taken. That's like selling extra tickets to a concert when you don't have the seats.
Yikes.
Then she's stuck because they do a parade. Golden Girls band down to the stadium. She can't get, they're like, we need you to go over to a different lot. And you can't get to the other lot. So yes, I love my Mizzou. But I will be reaching out to Laird Veach today, the AD, and anybody else, because that caused me a little bit of issues before the game. How upset would you be, Pro Joe? And then you're trying to get to this person because they have to be with you to get into the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be upset.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be upset.
100%.
So I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into my Tigers over the years. They need to make this right. Somehow, some way. How about a first row parking spot for the Mizzou, South Carolina game? I'll forget about it. I think I need a pass. But you want to talk about all seriousness, being frustrated, coming into the game 45 minutes early, and you can't get into your lot where you have a pass.
Right.
And then you're stuck because of a parade. And then the place where they want to send you to the park is on the other side of the stadium.
Mm.
And then people are just like, oh, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. So Mizzou had a great day. They get kudos, but they screwed up royally with that. If anybody knows anybody, let me know. Let's talk about that. I'm curious if it happened to anybody else. All was positive with the day, though. They got the victory. We left happy. That's the key. Shout out to Stiefel and Ron Krzyzewski for the amazing event that the Stiefel Charity Classic was. I didn't get out there, but I did hear it was a phenomenal event all weekend long. They continue to make more of a mark on the Champions Tour. The golfers 50 and over. The stars from yesteryear, Thomas Bjorn hit a 35-foot birdie putt in a playoff to win the event. Next year, the event moves to October, becomes even more important as part of their playoff series that they have. Another kudos shout-out event goes to Worldwide Technology Raceway, to the Bommarito Group, to NASCAR for putting on a terrific event over at Worldwide Technology Raceway, the Enjoy Illinois 300. Denny Hamlin, who started in the pole position, wins the event. Also picks up his 59th career win and his 5th of the season. Masterful job driving. Terrific NASCAR event for all of the racing fans in the area as well. Congrats to them for what a huge, huge day they had. 2 big events in the St. Louis area, doing it outstanding. The Cardinals take 2 or 3 from the Giants. Why not feel good about that? And Al Raboski goes into the Cardinals Hall of Fame where he belongs for his work as a player and as a broadcaster. Always very approachable, very kind. Shout out to Powerball. We got a winner in Missouri. A lot of positive. We don't know where the winning ticket was sold. We'll probably never know the identity of the person. And if anybody knows that person, let me talk to them. Do not give up your identity. Do not. Do not. When you break it down, they split it with the person from Texas. I mean, I still think after it's going to be like over 400 million for each.
Poor people.
And as Projo told us earlier, we're supposed to know within 72 hours of the drawing where the winning ticket was sold in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
I could have sworn I thought I saw somebody say it was in St. Louis at first, but now it just says in Missouri. So I don't know. I want to see where we're at from that standpoint. Of course, shout out to Mizzou, as I was just talking about. Shout out to the Powerball because we have a Missouri winner. Thomas Bjorn on his victory, Denny Hamlin, those St. Louis events. Sonny Gray had a terrific day with the Cardinals. Cardinals, by the way, back to 72 and 72. It's a positive Monday. Shout out to the sun and the warm weather. Some people may not like it. They're like, I'm ready for fall after we had fall last week. Pumpkin spice lattes being sold everywhere. It's fall. It's jeans weather. It's hoodies. It's sweaters. Not quite. It's dry heat. No humidity, but it's not quite there. By the way, summer is officially goes to September 22nd, if you did not know yet. So there you go. For our Catholic crowd and Christians around the St. Louis area, Pope Leo made his first saint. He declared teen computer whiz Carlos Acutis the first millennial saint. He died back in 2006 at the age of 15, and he was known as a God's influencer. We know what social media does right now. And he used technology to spread his faith. So the millennials have their first saint right now. So I know that's kind of a really big deal for a lot of people who care from that standpoint. So a shout out there to the Pope. There he is. I'm giving shout outs to the Pope. I'll take a blessing back. That'll work. Did get kind of frustrated. Southwest Airlines, by the way, threw this in there at the end of last week. What I was called Friday's the news dump day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Southwest put this out there. They recently had nonstop flights to 3 different LA area airports. Now it's going to be down to 1. And this follows Southwest canceling 6 other flights from the area, nonstop flights in recent months. It's like, it's not positive news when it comes to what's happening in our city when it comes to Southwest Airlines, but we got to do what we got to do. Okay. Also, NFL shout outs. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Was it scripted? I'm not even going to start there. They won. They came back. The Ravens should have went for it late in the game. On a 4th, they didn't. But congrats to Josh and the Bills on a big week 1 win. A lot of good games in week 1. Aaron Rodgers looked fantastic with the Steelers. Then after the game said he couldn't have been more happy to beat everybody associated with the New York Jets. If you weren't with the show earlier, they literally fired him to his face. They made him fly from California to New York to tell him that they didn't want him. They didn't do it over the phone. So I think he was pissed about that. He came out and he played. He looked like the old Green Bay Aaron Rodgers. Also, the Chiefs did not play well Friday night. They'll get back to action. They have a game this week. They're hosting the Eagles this week, and the Eagles look not so great in the first game, but the Chiefs and Eagles this week, that'll be fun to watch. Paul says, what a great comeback by the Bills. Congratulations to St. Louis and the state of Missouri. Yeah, a lot going on. It's football weather from the chat line. Appreciate you guys jumping in on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Also, shout outs from the chat line. I'd like to give a shout out to Iggy Strode from the Megan Meyer Foundation. Today, they have their charity golf tournament, and they do such great work to stop bullying and teenage suicide. Florida Flower, thank you for coming in and giving it. We'll give it again. The shout out is to Iggy Strode from the Megan Meyer Foundation. They have their charity golf tournament today. So if you're donating or participating in that golf tournament today, Florida Flower says, thank you so much for that. And if anybody else wants information on how they can support that worthy cause, which stops bullying and teenage suicide, reach out and learn more from the Megan Meyer Foundation when it comes to the charity that's going on there. Also from the chat line, Paul says, I get that it's the senior PGA, but only a $350,000 first place payout. I think that's a lot for the senior tour in St. Louis. What should it be? I guess we can talk from there, and it's all right to agree to disagree. I think $350,000 is a lot. I think it's a damn good payday.
Why not make it a cool $500,000, you know?
Well, you putting that money up?
No, I'm just saying.
And I've got no reason to support the Stiefel Classic. I like what they do. I think they did a really good job. I've heard from golf friends of mine that talk about what a top-notch class event it is. I think $350,000 is a really good payout on the senior tour. These guys have played for a long time. Hopefully they've made some money. And it's also, money is also dictated a lot by advertising and how many people are watching and so forth. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. $1 million. Somebody said $1 million? $1 million?
That's more than I said.
I don't know. But thanks for the shout out. This is the time of the show. You guys want to give your shout outs. Anything else you want to recap from the show that we've been talking about, we can do that. By the way, Mizzou is now 25th in the new rankings for football. That's a big, big deal. ESPN computer rankings, for what it's worth, they're ranked 12th in the computers. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. We'll see where that goes. From the chat line, Toy Dog says, I think the senior tour has been around for a bit. $350,000 is a thank you for showcasing the sport. Well said. I agree. I do. Greg checking in on the chat line right now saying the Texas winning Powerball ticket was sold. That's right. At a Fredericksburg, Texas convenience store. We did bring that up a little bit earlier. In Texas. And if you guys want to check that, I think in Texas, if you win over $1 million, you have to come public. I think that's what I saw. Also, we've been talking about it because it's a big story in Missouri. Ironically, last week I did 2 or 3 different shows about Powerball. And we did the story on the last Powerball ticket that was won in Missouri. It was 2012. And it was a couple $100 million Powerball. Haven't heard from the people since. Life has been good. As we said, I mean, come on. When's the last time somebody offered you money and it didn't make you happy?
Right.
Or at least a sense of happiness. It's not like it depressed you. I hope it didn't depress you. By the way, going back to golf, Paul says some of these senior PGA players don't catch fire until they reach the senior tour. That's a great point. You're right. Then they start playing some of the best golf that they've played. So good for anyone that wins. And of course, that was Thomas Bjorn yesterday in St. Louis out at the Great Norwood Hills with a 35-foot birdie putt in a playoff to win the Champions event. I'm just glad that we have him in St. Louis. I just continually see big time events do well year after year in St. Louis. And we got the BMW coming to St. Louis next year. I think Tony was reminding us of all of that's coming to St. Louis next year. So we're grateful to have that. Update on the Cardinals, by the way, they're in Seattle tonight after they had their home stand. So they're heading out west, see if they can finish up the season over 500 for what it's worth. We talked about the weather that's happening this week. Any shout outs for anybody, we can do that. From the chat line, shout out to all the organizations involved with supporting and encouraging the adoption of animals to their, and this is spelled F-U-R, forever homes. Wolfstock is coming up in October. And the wonderful places that do terrific work in the St. Louis area are still maxed with dogs and animals. So if you're looking for adoption, great time for us to bring it up now. It is a perfect time to adopt your friend. And of course, we appreciated Donna earlier asking for a shout out of Darth Vader, our show mascot, Projo's dog. Paul says, I believe the President's Cup will be at Belle Reve in 2030. And Belle Reve, a terrific place for golfing as well. Outstanding. Also, because we've had so many other things that we're talking about, any shout outs with your high schools that you follow, that your kids go to when it comes to any of the fall sports. It was another good weekend of high school football in the area. And we always leave that open for people who want to jump in, talk about whatever they want to when it comes to the events, the area, St. Louis. That's what we try to do in promoting. And by the way, if you want to let us know about interviews or stories or businesses, the people that would be great to talk to, great interviews, promoting their business, promoting their work throughout the St. Louis area, you can always email us at archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, that's archcitynow@gmail.com. And you can stream us every day live from 6 to 8 a.m. on X, YouTube, and Facebook. We love it when you guys jump in on the chat line. We have fun. We try to keep it, pretty relaxed. Try to stay positive. There are those stories that aren't, that we have to get into, but it's all in good humor, all in good fun for St. Louis. Tony says caddies be making $350 at the BMW Classic that comes to St. Louis next year. That could be true, depending on the payouts. What are the percentage of the caddies? Let's say if somebody wins $3.5 million, they're taking home $350,000 as a caddy if they're getting 10%, right? I guess so. I get. I brought this up. Greg says KMIZ ABC 17 used to work there long time ago. Pro Joe has a story about the traffic and gates, the right gates for tickets. Yeah, that was fine. You had to go in the right stadium. We brought that up.
Yeah, we talked about that.
But getting into the gates, it's a Mizzou fan. I'm sure it's everybody fan. But everybody wants to tailgate and party to the last moment. So everybody hits the gates at the same time.
Mm.
It's like the gates are wide open, and then all of a sudden, 15 minutes before, boom. And then everybody's there. And it's like unbelievable. The gates weren't the issue. We had a parking pass, a paid parking pass. I'm sorry, the lot's full. Sorry, what?
Mm-hmm.
Make a spot. There's no room. We have a paid pass. Come on, Mizzou.
Did they give a refund?
I haven't even looked into any of that.
Mm.
Todd says, no doubt about it, guys. Amazing football weekend. It started with high school football Thursday and Friday, and then college football Saturday, NFL yesterday. Also had the Chiefs Friday night, although that was not must-see TV after what we watched with the Chiefs. They did not look like the same team. Brazil did not treat the Chiefs correctly. Chiefs get a chance to get back on track this week at Arrowhead, where I promise you we'll see a different team. The positive I saw was Travis Kelce looked a lot better. Looked leaner, meaner, quicker, like he was younger.
We do have a couple concerts this week.
Oh, dude, let's jump in.
We got Weird Al Yankovic tomorrow.
Oh my God, where's Weird Al?
He's at the St. Louis Music Park in Maryland Heights. We have the Music at the Intersection, MATI Festival.
Oh yeah, that's
MATI,
right. That's coming up this weekend.
Yep, MATISTL.org.
There's a lot of people. Patti LaBelle.
Yeah, there's so many. There's 3 days. Too many to go over.
We'll promote that more this week too.
Yeah. And then on Saturday, this is a big one that I'm looking forward to, is the Deftones.
That's right.
At the Enterprise Center.
Oh, Deftones are at Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know somebody who'd like to be there.
Me too.
Are you going to go?
I'm not, but I know people who are going.
Boy, the Deftones, they were strong.
Yeah.
For a while.
And they just released a new album too.
Okay. Had no idea about that.
And apparently it's got a rave reviews.
How long has it been? I mean, the Deftones were huge.
Yeah.
How long has it been since they've released an album?
That's a good question.
But see, that's the thing. When you have a group that was so good and they have so many recognizable songs, but they put a new album out and you go to the concert, want to hear old songs, but you may hear, and we've been to concerts like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, I want to hear more of the old stuff. And then you hear new stuff that you may or may not like.
That's like Justin Timberlake. Did you hear the story about him? He didn't play any of his hits, and everybody was complaining about it.
He played some of them. We went to it.
Oh, yeah.
I was there.
Oh, okay.
So we went to that concert. I thought he was super I got to see him in person. I thought he was freaking phenomenal. But we got 45 seconds already?
Yes, sir.
This is the fastest 2 hours in St. Louis broadcasting. I'm sorry if I do say myself. From the chat line, Amish Paradise, one of the greatest songs ever. A shout out to Weird Al, who's here. And then the Deftones. So cool. All right, we got to get out of here. The former Blue, Cam Jansen, and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes coming up next with Hot Take Central 2.0. They take you to 10 a.m. today. And then we, myself and Grant Salzman, have the MIZ STL show after that. For Pro Joe, I'm Vic Faust. Happy Monday, September 8th. Stay positive. Let's have a great Monday and kickstart this week. We'll catch you guys tomorrow at 6 a.m.
The Maddie Festival is back September 12th through